Recording
Hello.
in progress.
You told me to record these.
Yeah, you
This is
should.
where the gold happens.
You should make sure that you're recording when I tell you I locked in 100K yesterday.
This is it. This is why we're winning. This is like, is there any better way to start a call? See, this is the opposite of starting the call with crying. I locked in a
Well, I
100K
feel like
investment yesterday.
I feel like crying, but I
Of
was
course,
gonna
the
like
100K investment might lead to the crying.
I sobbed on the roof of my co-working space yesterday.
It's fantastic. Everyone's like on the coworker space roof, like, why is she crying? She's
You
fine.
know what? All of us are building shit, so they're all like, someone bought me a glass of champagne, and it was
I tell
nice.
you,
It was.
if I have 69 companies I've worked with through the years, and like on a given week, if one of the founders doesn't cry, it's not like a normal week. I wouldn't know what to do with it.
Well, I know that happened to me. That happened to me this week. One of my clients called me and she said, I'm having massive panic attacks over and over. And I said, okay,
Yeah.
I'm coming over this afternoon. And I just sat with her and we talked for 3 hours and she was just stressed about her business. And we just talked,
Yeah.
we figured it out, and then,
Yeah. I mean, one of the founders I work with, I told you about the tequila brand I'm building with the guy that
no,
co-founded
oh,
Casa Azul.
I was going to ask you about it today because we're going to do our launch party in August in LA and he should be a part of it. We're doing it at a Latin bar. So, like,
So the
maybe he wants
tequila,
to.
I literally almost cried this week because the first 400 cases hit the docks in California this week from Mexico, and he
Hell
called me
yeah.
literally crying. He's like, "It's here," and I'm like, "It's taken a year and a
Yeah.
half to get to this point, from the licensing to getting the distillery up and running."
Mm,
Mexico to
uh,
tariffs and all the bullshit with tariffs and the sticker
yeah.
being wrong and the language, they were supposed to print it in English, they printed it in Spanish, and
Yeah.
he just called
Yeah.
me, like it was just this rush of emotion the other day. He just called me. He's like, "It's fucking
Oh,
here," and I'm like, "This is it, man. Like, look, now it's time to sell. This is fun.
yeah. Yeah.
It's
I
so
mean,
great."
if you want to
He's sending
connect
me two
us,
cases. I'll have it Monday. So
oh,
and I've
that's
got, and
awesome.
everyone on the cap table are friends of mine. They're all invested friends of mine. So
I
we're gonna do
love
a
that.
party. Everyone's gonna get a bottle. We're super happy for them. So
Yeah.
yeah, when we do a party
That's
for your thing
awesome.
in August, that'd be great. We'll have Tequila Charles
Yeah.
come. The guy's legendary.
Yeah, because we're having it at this classic Latin bar in downtown Los Angeles called La Cita. And
Okay.
it's the place I go. I go almost every Tuesday night and dance late at night there. And so yeah, I know all the people and that'd be awesome. I was going to ask you about that. I was like, oh, we should have him come and you can have a Steve client part, little
Yeah,
collaboration.
it's awesome. Yeah, I love
Uh,
doing parties like that. It's just it's important to celebrate those moments because they don't happen every day in startup land.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? Okay,
Well,
so this was the woman with the original
yeah.
idea to invest in you?
Yeah, yesterday. So, yeah, so I stayed up really late the night before working on the deck. And I also practiced on a few colleagues of mine going through the deck. And I ended up changing the order because just the way I was talking about it just made more sense. You want to see it?
Oh, I saw
I
you
mean,
sent it to me.
okay, I did. I
Yeah,
did.
by the
Okay.
way, the deck was fantastic compared to where we
Thank you.
started. Like it was
Yeah.
night and day. Honestly, Erica, I was
Thank you.
like, okay, this is really good. And it wasn't the
Yeah.
typical investor deck. It was more like, this is my story. This is why I'm building it. This is who I'm building it for. And this is
Yeah.
how you can be involved. I thought it was
Well,
really, considering where we start, I thought it was really well done.
yeah, thank you. Thank you. And even just even really most of it I sat and really thought about the market size. And with her, she's in the industry, so it was a really good conversation of just like you realize this is like our TAM is 91,000 coffee shops in America. But the other thing is that I kind of changed the language of the deck to not say cafe owner because I realized that like it's not for cafe owners, it's for all operators. It's for the head of retails, it's for the regional managers, it's for managers
Sure.
who are trying to grow. And I was like, and this TAM doesn't even encapsulate all of the people who are currently saying, I want to open up a coffee shop one day. And I was like, this thing could be a gift that grandma gets her grandson who keeps saying he wants to own a coffee shop or does little coffee cart stuff. There's so many
Yeah,
people
because
out
he's
there.
currently a manager at Starbucks and he's always wanted to do his own thing and he knows everything about the business. He just needs a little bit of help on where to start.
Yes, yes. So it's like any person who has ever said, I want to own a coffee shop one day is also part of this market. And so when I really looked into it, I was like, oh my God, like the potential, she was so excited. She was like, if she said, if I had 250, I would give it to you, but I'm on a budget. I said, okay.
That's awesome. If I had 250, I'd give it to you, but I'm on a budget. So let's just start with 100K.
Yes. She's at a
Okay.
hundred.
Well,
So
listen, the 100K could go pretty far with what you're
I think it
doing.
can go far. I want to raise the rest. I do.
Okay.
I want
Well,
to raise
didn't you
the
say you have a
rest.
couple other
I do. I reached out to them today, but also I was like, I wanted to talk to you about like, I just felt the importance this week of just really having the right team, and like when we, like, she's great. She's a cafe owner. She's in the industry. She's a really supportive friend. She's a good person to talk to. But I was just like, man, I really wish we had someone on our team who could give insight elsewhere, and
Yeah.
like at what point, like, do we really try to target what kind of fundraiser or what kind of person we want to fundraise from? And we already have almost half. So it's like, it's not a huge investment, but it could be for someone who's excited about coffee and maybe is in, if they're in real estate, cash flow, financial projections, some sort of subscription space, some sort of something who, that could possibly maybe just also just be excited about this space. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not a traditional venture deal, so it's a different type of structure. So you're not looking for the traditional venture capital investor. You're looking more,
Yeah,
my opinion is you're looking for, if I thought about this, you're almost looking for an operator. They don't have to be in the coffee space, but maybe they're a real estate developer. Maybe they own apartments and they used to monthly recurring cash flowing businesses and they want to get their hand in something else. Maybe, here's a thought, maybe they're a developer that's developing a mixed use community, which coffee shops are a part of, but not the only thing there.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it could be
I
someone
mean,
like that.
I met a couple dudes in Vegas, honestly.
Oh, you told
Like,
me about the Vegas guys. Like the Vegas
yeah,
guys
I
could be
think I should reach
interesting.
out. I know
Oh yeah.
because
Oh,
one of
absolutely.
them,
You had
okay,
absolutely like this is a great opportunity to say, hey, really enjoyed our conversation in Vegas. Been thinking about it since. I actually have an interesting opportunity that some partners of mine have approached me about
yeah,
investing in this business that's growing really fast. Would
yeah.
love to talk to you about it as because it's a space you might be interested in. That's it.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try it with at least one of the dudes specifically. I just had a good feeling about him and we had a really interesting conversation. But I was just really thinking like I want to raise the whole thing. Like I do. Like I after yesterday, I was just like, I'm gonna try. And at least with the 100K, we have a product and we have a start and we're fine, but
It's
it's like
true. Like
this next
you got past the first hurdle, which is you can get the entire product built how you want for the
everything.
next year, and everything else
Yes.
now is crazy. Now it's just
Yeah.
about how much faster could I go with another 25, 50, or
Yeah,
75,000.
well, and that's what she was asking me, and really what it is marketing. And I found a lady on TikTok who specializes in targeted ads that actually have an ROI. She's like a data nerd. And so she has all these case studies about how her client put in 20K ad spend and got 90K revenue. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that when we're ready for that, we should be doing that. We should be targeting all of these people. If someone says, I want to own a coffee shop one day, we should be targeting an ad to
Oh
them,
yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Totally
And
agree.
then it's like I talked to one guy today. He's a contractor, and he said he would throw money at it at some point, but he's out of town. But I talked to him today. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna get 2,000 subscribers right away," and I was just like, "Oh, okay, we'll see."
You're
But
like
just
fantastic.
he great. Um, so I don't know. I guess I'm going to reach out to those other people. I was curious if you think I need to change the deck a little bit depending on who it is and maybe what their interest is. I think it's a pretty good deck,
I
but I
think
did make it
it's
for her.
Yeah, but you know something though? Here's you are right now 1 for 1 with the deck you created as far as success. So that's a pretty high ratio. I wouldn't expect that all the time. So what I would say
Okay.
is, and decks are, every time you get feedback, you're going to want to change the deck. What you want to do is you want to look at this as stages. Like what I always say is if one potential partner or investor tells you something, you take it with a grain of salt. If nine people tell you that this is an issue, okay, we might want to change the positioning, but you want to see a pattern develop before you do that. You don't want to be knee jerk that one person gave you a piece of feedback and now you're changing your deck every time. Like one of my other clients right now, we're doing a raise for him right now. He's in the fintech space. We had heard consistent feedback from five or six different investors that had questions about this portion of his business. So I said, okay,
Oh,
now that it's five or six different times, why don't we just tweak one of the slides to answer that question up front, so when it gets to that discussion, you've already answered the question, and it really has helped
okay.
him clarify on that one piece. So I wouldn't, based on what I saw and what happened yesterday, I wouldn't change anything yet. I would have a couple more conversations and see how those go. Did you just hit lightning in a bottle because you know her so well, or are you just into something here that people are going to look at this and go,
Um,
this makes total
I mean,
sense?
I really appreciate her because she grilled the fuck out of me yesterday, Steve. Like she was just like, "Why this? What about this? Where'd you get this information? What about this? What about this?" You know, her biggest pushback was like, "Why are you trying to spend so much on marketing?" And I was just like, "Girl, you know that the name of the game is ad spend and it's events and it's hype and that stuff is expensive, you know." And so
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have to spend it. I can do it my own way. It's just going to be slower, you know, and that's fine. But the thing is that it's like marketing dollars, especially when it comes to like conversions and all of that, you know, it's going to be faster, you know. It's like, so she said, cool, she's like, if I had the money I'd give it to you. And I was like, cool, then I think that's awesome. And
Where
she
did you leave
loved,
it with her as a next step?
oh, I'm going to have the lawyers draft up something and send it to her. She's ready. She said, have your lawyer draw it up and she's ready to go. um, the other thing that she really loved is she was very happy to see that I have a team. That was her big thing. She said, "You are so smart to diversify and make sure that you have a team, because if it was just you and Trisha and Eric or just that, you know, because I added a line on the team that like I have people committed and lined up to come and work for me when I'm ready."
Yeah.
And they're so that's the next thing I want to talk to you about. You know, separate from fundraising, I have these people, these professionals that want to come on board on the team and they're willing to put in some sweat equity. They're willing to go without being paid for a little while. They're willing to, they really want to be a part of it and they're excited to be a part of it. I don't want to have a huge payroll all of a sudden. I told them it needs to be gradual and we need to make sure we actually have the clients to really like ramp up to that. But it's like at that point, how do you offer your team maybe a little piece of the pie later? They're part of the founding team. I don't know how that works, how we come up with some sort of something for them and at what stages, like some sort of you know, what do you call it? Like
Equity,
vested
like an equity agreement, a
schedule.
vesting schedule.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Because if we're
Typically,
talking,
when you give people a piece of your company, what typically happens is you give them shares in your company, and it's a like a 4 year vest with a 1 year
okay,
cliff. They vest monthly over a 4 year schedule. There's a 1 year cliff though. That's the biggest mistake I see founders make when it comes to vesting schedules is they're like, oh, we've known each other for a while. We're all friends. I'm going to do accelerated vesting. Bad answer.
no,
The answer
I don't
is
want to do it.
everybody vests in the same schedule. It's a 4 year vesting monthly with a 1 year cliff, which means they have to stay a full year before they get their first 25%. If they leave at 11 months, they get zero. It's a really great
Okay.
way for you to confirm that who you think you're hiring is who you're really hiring. Because I've seen it time and time again. You're
Yeah,
like, they're going to be
of course.
fantastic. We've talked a ton. The next thing you know, the third weekend, you're like, this person sucks. They're not doing what I need them to
Yeah,
do.
I
So
mean,
this gives you time to burn it in.
yeah. Luckily, I'm in employee management, so I under like
I
I've
think that's
hired
what you
them
want to
and
think
been
about is
yeah,
who you're going to bring in, when you're going to bring them on, and you know, again, you will figure out what's best for you. But I love it where you're like, look, you almost can lay it out for them, Erica, that in the
yeah,
initial stages, it's all about getting people on the platform and us growing. Because when we do that, I can afford to bring you on board. So
yeah,
everything that moves us towards getting users, partnerships, and revenue helps this.
yes, yeah, yeah,
So I would almost index on the side of I'll pay you an equity to start, but the expectation is you are going to help me drive the shit
yeah,
out of user acquisition.
yeah.
Because
Do
once you
I?
do, you can pay for yourself.
Yeah, that's the truth. Do I want to pay them in equity? Like, what at what point do you say, you know what, I'm going to pay you? a bonus or cash or whatever? Like, do I really want to give people equity in it? Is that what's right to do? Like, what is generous? What is fair? What
Depends
is
upon
like,
how long you need them to work. Like if you said, hey, I need you to put 90 days into this for free and show me you want to be a part of this team and help me drive users. And if we can get X amount of users in 90 days, I'll start paying you and I'll gradually ramp up your salary. You could do it that way too. Or you could say,
mm,
help me get users on the platform. And the platform's going to be, is it 190, 149 a month?
139? Yeah, 139.
139 a month.
Hmm.
Great. So help me get users on the platform. And for every
Yeah.
user you get to sign up at 139 a month, I'll pay you the first month's worth of revenue.
Yeah. Yeah, because the other thing too is that they can have clients. Like we can have clients together. They're all specialized in coffee shops in a different niche. So I have a bakery person. She's bakery and socials. She runs socials for one of the biggest bakeries in Arizona right now. And she used to own a bakery in the Ukraine and had to leave because of the war. And
Oh,
then I
wow.
hired her. I was her first boss in the US, and she helped me run
That's
a
funny.
bakery for someone. So that's how I know her. We have a guy who's really good at opening new business, like new cafe owners, which is my least favorite thing to do. I hate coffee shop owners. Um, but
You might
he
want
loves it.
we might
And
want to leave that out of the social post.
leave
I
that
hate
out of
coffee
the
shop owners.
recording. Yeah.
We're going to leave that out of the recording. We're not going to use
Well,
that as a post. That's not going to be
I
good.
I made a post about it. The thing is it's because it's like no one wants you to hold their newborn. You know, they say they want help, but they don't actually want you to hold the baby, right? And so
That's
it's just
oh
like
that's the post. That's the
that's the
post.
post. I made it. Yeah.
Nobody wants you to hold their newborn. It's true, actually.
Yeah, yeah. But he loves it actually. That's what he loves the most. And he right now, he works for, I don't remember the overarching brand, but it is the company that owns Fat Burger, Hot Dog on a Stick, Buffalo Wild Wings, and a few others. And he's the guy that goes across the US to make sure franchisees are actually in compliance on customer service, brand, whatever. And so his specialty is actually like throughput and efficiency.
Yep.
Um, which is so cool. So, and we've known each other we've worked together on big events, and him and I did a massive like brand activation for Porsche a while back, and it was very good. So, all that to say, they're like ready to go. But what I do with them, or what I've done with them, is kind of created a P&L, a fake P&L for their department to talk about, like, okay, if you want to make this much, how much consulting versus how much subscription business do we need to actually do to make sure you get what you want, you know? And we need to make sure that you have really good classes on
And
the
it can't be one
platform.
for one, Erica. It can't be like it
No,
can't be. They can't bring in 50,000 and cost you 50,000. It needs to be
right.
they brought in 50 and they cost you 15.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And that's what we talk about too, is like the business has to make money off of you. Like that is
Oh
just
yeah.
capitalism.
Otherwise, what are we
Like,
doing? You're not
yeah,
trading dollars. We're not saving the
no,
manatees here. Like this is the
no.
business has to make money. Absolutely.
Yeah, and they're happy about that. You know, so they're all business people. So, you know, just working through that, but also, you know, just really like trying to figure out when that is. But I also told them, you guys need to have really good classes on the platform. Like you also have, when you guys need to outline that. So that's what they're working on first for free. They're outlining what their classes would be in their niche, what the breakdown would be, and then we're going to create them, and they're going to have their classes on the platform. So at minimum, we might pay them just for their time creating the class, even if they don't come on board. But at some point, I am going to have to send them offers when the time is right, and I think that's what I'm trying to figure out. But
Or you can, I mean, one thing we could talk about, Erica, you could just do a revenue share off of their particular class that they create and how many you
yeah,
sell. I don't know. You could do a revenue share with them. There's so many ways to cut this. You can pay them as 1099s.
okay,
You could give them equity. You could pay them a salary plus equity. You could give them a revenue share based off of the revenue generated from their course, which means they're
okay.
incentivized to drive people to the platform. There's a lot of ways to cut it.
Is there a way to give them vested revenue share without giving them equity or something? Like, can you just say, like, you're my employee, but as the company grows, we're going to give, you know, 2% of profits to the team, or, you know, 4% to, you know, and we'll give
Yeah, you can do
bonuses, or
whatever. You
is
could do
that
distributions, almost like a
a,
dividend at the end of the year. You could
a
basically say,
dividend?
as the company succeeds at the end of the year, I'll give it back in profit sharing. Like everyone's going to own,
Hmm.
everyone's going to get a piece of the upside as we continue to grow. That keeps them incentivized. You could do it as a bonus
Yeah.
structure, quarterly, annually, however you want.
Okay.
That's the good news. There is no tried and true. There's only one way to do it. The question
Yeah.
is, what's the best way for you and the cafe operator to operate? Oh, there you go. There's a
Yeah.
post.
Yeah. I know. Operate.
How do
I
the
use that word a
operators
lot.
operate?
Yeah, exactly. And I think something fun about this team is that they are all really talented individuals that hate being entrepreneurs. They don't want to be entrepreneurs. They want a boss. They want a leader. They want a boss. They don't want to do their own thing. They want
My
someone to
God,
tell them
it's
what
like
to
it's
do.
such the opposite of the way I think your mind and my mind works, which is I couldn't fathom going to back working for somebody else right
I
now. Are you
know.
kidding
I
me?
know.
I just couldn't. It would drive me
Yeah.
crazy for somebody to say, okay, here's when we're going to be in the office. Here's what we're going to wear. You need to do reviews of people and like I'm like goals for the
Yeah.
year. I'm like, oh my God, my head wants to explode. I do it for myself, no
Yeah.
problem, but like I don't want that.
No, they want that. And I just happen to I'm great at leading teams. That's what I do, for so many companies. So
Yeah.
even just we're having an all hands meeting next month just to talk about mission, vision, values, just how we operate, how this is going to look, how this is going to unfold. I have an amazing Gen Z socials person, and he's going to help start making the strategizing plan for like lunchtime for all the things. He's fun. I like him. And he says like period and all this.
Is the name of the
He's
bar in
great.
LA, is it La Cita? CITA?
Latsita, CITA. Yes.
Okay, got it. I thought so. I'm like,
Latsita.
I think it's in downtown, isn't it?
Yeah, it's downtown. It's a
Oh,
classic.
cool.
Yeah. So I'll get that in the works to kind of figure that out.
That's
Um
pretty cool.
yeah, I know. I'm
That could be
excited.
fun.
Yeah, I mean, you should come into town. I want it to be the weekend of August 22nd. There is a huge coffee conference here in LA. So a bunch of people are going to be in town. And so I
Oh,
reached out to
cool.
the coffee conference to see if we could be like the official after party or something. And we can like launch our brand and that sort of thing. I usually talk and speak at that conference like every year. So probably we'll do that. And I think it would be a really fun time. Um,
That would be
but
what a great idea.
um, yeah, thank you. I mean, what's nice is I met I go out and I started meeting bar people and they're gonna help me. Like one of this one bar manager, he's like, let me help negotiate with the bar for you, so that you get a really good deal. And he's helping me. He's like, we gotta post the invite now, you gotta start collecting RSVPs and we're gonna negotiate a deal with the bar of how many people, blah blah blah. And I was like, thank you.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. So thank you. We're on our
It's a
way.
it's a great way to do launch parties are great. Anytime you can bring people around what you're doing and have an opportunity to tell your story, it's awesome. And do it in a casual environment.
Yeah.
Like one of my founders that is we're raising right now for, we did a party for him last month in Boston, and I just got a dozen or so of my investor friends in the city that were in his space together, and
Yeah.
and he goes, what about my deck? I go, we're not doing any goddamn decks. He goes, what are we doing? I said, you're literally going to go around and meet 12 of my closest friends, and you're just going to tell your story about why you're doing this. You moving to America from
Yeah.
Australia, your girlfriend quitting her job, like you building this into a $5 million a year bit. Like they're just going to tell your story. And then he goes,
Yeah.
we're not going to do meetings. I said, the meetings will come once they understand your story and what you're doing. And that's exactly what's happened. So, like, this is a great
Mm-hmm.
opportunity for you. The goal of this should be launch the brand, get as many people excited about the coffee operator. And all you want is people going, Erica, this is awesome. How can I help? That's all you want. And you're like, great,
Yeah.
let's connect.
Yeah.
Let's do a
That's true.
call. Let's do a meeting. Let's get you on the plat. That's all you want is you want everybody saying, Erica, this is amazing. How can I be involved? How can I help? And then
Yeah.
we just start figuring out ways to do partnerships with them.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Okay. Yeah. And I'm glad it's 100K because it gives us some time even to really fundraise the rest and not have too much. I don't know. It's just I'm glad the way it came about and I'm excited and all of that. So
Yeah.
um
Congratulations, by the way.
thank you so
I
much.
saw your email this morning. I'm like, shit, she emailed me last night.
Oh,
But
I was like, oh, I should have texted him, or, just to say like,
we were
you know.
having a time. It was a gay pride kickoff in my town in Boston last night. So they had a
That's funny.
party at two clubs. We ended up at two clubs, and
Yeah.
it was a late night. We had a time, but it was a blast. The weather was like
Oh,
85 degrees. We were outside
oh,
all night. It was
amazing.
awesome. It was
Oh, I'm
awesome.
coming. I'm coming to Boston. I'm coming to Boston July 23rd through the 26th.
Oh, cool. Is there a conference?
I am making my own. I'm gonna be
Of course
hosting
you are.
classes. Yeah, we have this uh we're gonna do this thing called the Hello Operator Tour, and I'm going to a bunch of cities just to like do a class, say what's up, have a little event. So we're having our first one in LA in July, and then we're just connecting with all of our friends in the industry to like host it, to promote it, so that we could just start doing classes and stuff even before we launch a product.
I love what a
So
great idea. So 23rd to the 26th. Okay, I'll come to your
of
event then.
July. Yes, please. I
Yeah,
would
I'll come
love
to your
that.
event and hang out. That'd be
And let's
awesome.
have dinner.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
What an
Yay. Okay.
exciting week for you. This is
I
awesome.
know. I know. I feel like I can just like breathe a little bit today. Like I just feel just like I think
Have you already
signing that.
texted your lawyer going, I need your help on something?
Yeah, yeah, I did. I texted everybody. Yeah, I just I just feel like I can breathe a little bit. It's hard to fund everything yourself for so
Sure,
long, for so long. So I just feel like, okay, let's fucking make the product. Because the thing about Daniel is I know that I have to pay him after every phase we're in. And so I'm like, are
sure.
we ready, to throw thousands like right now? And it's like, like you just start piecing it together. And now it's just like, okay, let's fucking go. Let's make the fucking thing. And I don't need to be like, kind of scrambling all the time or just feeling that intense pressure. So it's like,
Here's the best news. He will always work with his founders. Like if you
yeah,
called him and said,
yes, I
hey, I
feel
know the
that.
bill's 5, but could I send you 2 and I'll send you the other 2 at the end of the like
Yeah,
as long as he knows that there's a path, he's like, Steve, it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
yeah,
He's built
that's
stuff for
sweet.
some of my founders and I call him and I'm like, hey, they're just going to send you half now and half in a couple of weeks. He's like,
Yeah,
Steve, it's fine. No big deal.
it's fine. That's good.
No
He's
big
a good
deal at
guy.
all.
I almost thought that I should have him and Michelle, my designer, maybe in the deck because I'm sure people are like, who is this person? He's probably going to be on the team for a long time, and same with Michelle.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it wasn't necessary yesterday. We'll see what happens
It's
in the
evolving over
future.
time. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
Okay.
Well, first of all,
Okay. Okay.
congratulations on an awesome week. This is great. What a
Thank you.
great way to end my week. My son's graduating from high school tonight, so it's a
Oh
fabulous
my
day.
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
My youngest is
crazy.
graduating
That's
tonight, so
awesome.
this is a big deal. My brother's in from LA. My other son's coming from Rhode Island, so
Oh,
it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun evening. So, what a
that's
great way
so
to end my week on
fun.
calls.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm really excited for next phase. Let's go. I'm
All
ready.
right. I will talk to you next week.
Okay. Thanks, Steve. Bye.
Bye, my friend.